Monday night, and it has been a long day. You've just put your kids to bed, and finally, you have a few minutes to yourself to relax. While lying in bed, watching television, you hear a glass break. You freeze, your heart begins to pound, and you reach for the phone to call 911. Picking up the phone, you realize there is no dial tone. The intruder has disconnected your phone lines and your alarm system before even entering your home. You open the drawer to your nightstand, reach in for your gun, and then you realize you no longer have the right to own a gun. You are a law-abiding citizen, and the government asked you to hand over your gun, so you obeyed. Now, you have a criminal in your home, and you are defenseless. You have no way of saving your life or the lives of your children. And the government, nowhere to be found. They are not there in your home protecting you or your family. A neighbor hears the sounds of shots being fired and calls the cops. They arrive soon after, but it is too late. The question of gun control in the United States has been a hotly debated topic for several decades. It seems that many people feel that the government should indeed infringe upon the constitutional rights of U.S. citizens to keep and bear arms. But is this scenario a situation anyone ever wants to be in? Until the government can ensure one's safety at all times, then it is the citizens of this nation. We should forever have the right to defend ourselves in our own home with a gun. In fact, having a gun in every home may even reduce crime, which has been proven in Kennesaw, Georgia. History has proven that laws requiring citizens to own a gun actually reduce crime and save lives. More guns, less crime. The theory is simple. When average citizens own guns, the criminals are less likely to rob or steal from these citizens, because criminals know that their victims will shoot back. In March 1982, officials in Kennesaw, Georgia, passed laws requiring that every head of household own and maintain a gun. Since this law has passed, not a single resident has been involved in a fatal shooting. Moreover, the crime rate in Kennesaw was actually lower in 2005 than it was in 1981 before the law was enacted, despite the fact that the population was more than 5 times larger in 2005. What can we observe in examples such as this is that criminals are unlikely to attempt criminal activity when there is a greater danger of loss of life of themselves. Alternatively, banning guns from citizens in their own homes actually invite criminals in. Despite predictions of anti-citizens and lobbyists, gun control laws banning guns don't reduce crime. In fact, the only effect that gun bans have is to increase crime. For example, in 1981, the village of Morton Grove in Illinois passed a law which prevented all citizens from owning a gun except for law enforcement officials. the gun ban was passed. The gun ban was passed in hopes of reducing crime. On the contrary, however, the village's crime rate increased by 15.7% after the gun ban. Additionally, Morton Grove's population actually decreased from 1981 to 2005. Unlike Kennesaw, Morton Grove had such a dramatic increase in local crime rates after the gun ban was passed, which consequently caused an increase in the lives lost in this city. Ironically enough, the gun ban in Morton Grove, Illinois was abolished in 2008. Unfortunately, there is no doubt that guns are dangerous, especially if one lands in the hands of a child. And many people are convinced that a home with children are immoral and obscene. Guns in the home pose a serious risk of death or injury in children. But instead of banning guns for the safety of children, maybe they should pass laws that require child access prevention and safe storage laws. These laws could require that guns be out of reach and out of sight of children at all times. Also, the laws would require that guns be kept in a locked safe and ammunition would be stored separately. Furthermore, the gun should never be stored with ammunition in the gun. Of course, maintaining and owning a gun in the home with children comes with responsibilities that should never be taken lightly. Teach kids to follow these rules from the National Rifle Association. If they come into a contact with a gun, stop, don't touch, remove yourself from the situation, and tell an adult. Nevertheless, a gun in your home is much more likely to save your life and your children's life than harm them. And if it saves just one life, it'll all be worth it. The examples of Kennesaw and Morton Grove prove that the banning of guns does not and will not prevent crime. Criminals do not govern themselves according to the laws of the land, which is why they are criminals. What then makes us feel that restricting gun possession will prevent a criminal from carrying a gun? This type of law only ensures that the criminal, that his or her victims will be defenseless. The most effective thing any person can do to empower themselves is to acquire and learn to use a gun, keep them properly stored and out of reach of children, and to become vocal and aggressive in defending gun rights and the Second Amendment.